we've all seen the reaction from the Four Nations, which is, I think everybody on the U.S. side is disappointed because they feel their team, and they should be, was good enough to win that game and win the tournament. And they were. Austin Matthews scores one of those. Brady Tkachuk has that rebound that Binnington makes an unbelievable save on with the glove. Then U.S. wins the game. It was close. On the other side, the narrative is gold again. And I looked this up. I went to a couple of the big Canadian sites, TSN, Sportsnet up there, and it's a passing of the torch. Crosby to McDavid, their next superstar scores the golden goal, the tournament clincher. They did it. Crosby in Vancouver in the Winter Olympics in 2010. McDavid has done it now. And as I said to you guys on the postgame show last night, it was the 10th win in international NHL player-involved best-on-best out of 14 tournaments from 1976 Canada Cup through now for Canada. So I think they were nervous, Luds. A lot more nervous in the game last night than they've previously been when playing the United States. And I think that bodes well going forward for the Winter Olympics. But until you've knocked the champ off, drinking champs, you don't get that claim.
I don't know if they were nervous, to be honest with you. I just think they're so... I don't know.
I'm not saying the players, maybe the fans.
Oh, yeah, maybe the fans. But I was going to say they're confident players. But
yeah,
I mean... I said this last night after the show. I mean, I thought the United States did a great job promoting the team and everything, and they got a lot of people on board, and there are people that didn't watch hockey. So I think they created some new fans out there, and they're going to pay attention and things like that. But you have to be careful in some of that stuff. You poke the bear, and you beat them the first game, and that's fine, and all that kind of stuff. But that's not the big game, right? And so you kind of, again, I applaud everything that they did as far as getting it out there. But you kind of have to go in, keep your head down, keep your mouth shut, just play the game, which I don't think there's any players out there saying, hey, we're going to crush these guys. So
just Luds.
Yeah, just me.
Yeah.
But I actually thought they were going to win 4-1, to be honest.
He didn't play the drop. I thought he was going to play.
I know. He's been sleeping. He's
okay.
groggy.
See where my right hand is right now?
I do not see where your right hand is right now, and I'm glad I don't see where it is right now.
It's over here. The drops are over here. I only have so many hands to produce the show with.
Okay.
I'm in my command center, Luds.
Oh, boy, I love it.
But I think you have – what's that, Sam?
No, I was just going to say, for exactly what Luds is saying, Owen, I know you'll love this reference. I always think of the Jets and the Patriots rivalry, right? They called it a rivalry. The Jets fans used to say it all the time. Oh, biggest rivals, we're playing the Patriots. It's not a rivalry if you lose every single time you play them.
Well,
right? It's a rivalry to one team. Oh, yeah,
John, too. Sorry, I was thinking.
Yeah.
Be something.
But I'm just,
look up the 2010 playoffs, Sam, and the Jets fans do have something to stand on.
I understand, but I'm just saying
that they always talk about Yankees Red Sox as a huge rivalry in baseball, but for the longest time, it was much more of a deal for Boston fans because they lost the big games and the Yankees seemed to always win them. And then 2004 happened, and it's been different ever since. But you're right, Sam. A real rivalry is when, but I don't even call it that because the Canadian team, there's genuine rivalry there with the U.S., right? Yes, they win a lot, but they still have animosity. This isn't just, oh, yeah, you're our neighbors and isn't that cute? They really care a lot. And I think the Canadian players play with a lot of pressure of not letting down all the past champions and histories of their premier national team program from the history I was just mentioned, because they don't want to be the group that doesn't continue to uphold the excellence of Hockey Canada.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure there is some pressure, but I think they play with pride. They're carrying the torch, right? I mean, and that torch keeps getting handed down, and now soon is it going to be handed from Sid to McDavid.
Yep.
I mean, and maybe last night that was it. I don't know, but I would think that Sid may be playing in those Olympics.
I think he will too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
he's clearly still good enough as long as he's healthy.
Sure. I hope he is. I was
just going to say what they did do, the U.S. team, is earn the respect of Canada. If they didn't already have it, Brad Marchand said that was the best team he's ever played against Team USA. So if there wasn't doubt in the Canadians' minds, it's a bummer to take it away and say, they got the win, the moral victory of earning their trust or proving that they can play with them. But it's true. If they're going to lose one thing, make it the Four Nations and go beat them in the Olympics. That's the bigger one. So while this would have been amazing for the U.S. to win, it is a good way to look at it as a U.S. fan of they earn their respect, and now they have a chance next year and 2 years after that and 2 years after that and 2 years after that to continue this rivalry and get some of these gold wins and these big moments for an Austin Matthews or someone like that. And you just mentioned Sidney Crosby. I just saw today ESPN wrote an article about who are the locks and the maybes for Team USA for the Olympics. And interestingly, Jason Robertson was in like the fourth group of maybe or could draw in. Jake Ottinger was a lock for the Olympics, which I thought was really
I think Jason Robertson is a lock if he's continuing to play the way he is right now.
I thought it was interesting.
I would say, Sam, when you mentioned Brad Marchand, the first thing that comes to mind is I don't think that Connor McDavid scores that goal if Marchand's teammate is healthy in McAvoy. I think
that's a good question.
I think if McAvoy was in the lineup last night and he owned McDavid, I don't think anybody owns McDavid, but he made it difficult on Connor McDavid.
He was in his kitchen.
He was in his face. He finished a couple big checks on him, and it's like, Connor who? So I think I think McAvoy took that as a challenge this whole tournament. And I think if Charlie McAvoy would have been in the lineup last night, Connor McDavid probably isn't in that position. And if he is, there's a red, white, and blue jersey draped all over